warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let's say our praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the One and Almighty, due to His illimitable grace and blessing upon us. So, in this good occasion and time, we can breathe well and having good health. Salawat and salam to be presented to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to the brightness. Well, in this opportunity, I would like to bring out my speech about eating disorders. Ladies and gentlemen, an eating disorder is when someone begins eating too much or when someone begins to avoid eating. This affects both mental and physical health. Anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa are two of the most well-known eating disorders today. People with anorexia generally view themselves as underweight, even if they are dangerously underweight. They tend to constantly monitor their weight, avoid eating certain types of food, and severely restrict their calories. And people with bulimia frequently eat unusually large amount of food in a specific period of time. Eating disorders affect 5 to 7% of American women, and a small percent of men are affected. Eating disorders are not glamorous, they are deadly. That can be attributed to today's culture. This is frightening to the millennial generation, who are more concerned about fitting in with peer groups and becoming famous. Words from actors and media figures who encourage skinniness are more dangerous, and the encouragement to look attractive can also drive people to develop eating disorders. Eating disorders involve more than just food. Many people with eating disorders are very sad and feel alone. They get depressed and don't want to eat in front of other people. They may use food as a way to cope, or they may restrict their food intake as a means of control. They may eat a lot of food in a very short period of time. They may throw up their food because they feel guilty. They may eat very little because they want to lose weight, even if they are already dangerously underweight. Underweight means weighing less than what it is considered healthy. Even if they are underweight, they may see themselves as very fat. Now, eating disorders don't seem to be a major concern to any of you, but consider the following. Many people think it's a process, a decision, an act for publicity, or something that can be dropped until someone is slim enough. But it is not. You are never thin enough because you have an eating disorder. There is no such thing as skinny enough. If it destroys you, it doesn't matter. An eating disorder is just that. It's a disease, a poison, and a killer all rolled into one. There is not any other choice. When you look in the mirror, in a magazine, or on the television, and you think you are not strong enough, pretty enough, or slim enough, you are under pressure. It's a mystery you cannot bear to reveal. However, you wish anyone would. When you are brave enough to eat a burger, your conscience reminds you that you are a sheep and you have an eating disorder. When you are on the ground and unable to continue, it's a sign that you are not having enough exercise. It wants you to go vomit up everything you just ate until it rains all of your hard work. The horror of an eating disorder could be reduced in certain cases. Eating condition know no bounds. Eating disorder can affect anybody, whether they are black, white, lesbian, heterosexual, a boy, or a child. Anyone may suffer from eating disorder. This is something we must be conscious of. Like I previously said, it's a secret you cannot bear to reveal, but wish anyone would. You cannot warn anybody because it would threaten all of your effort. You will sabotage your interpersonal relationship. Many of the consequences terrify you. Ladies and gentlemen, mental well-being is not a laughing stock. It's a major issue. When you tell others, you face the greatest risk of being stereotyped. Maybe if people were encouraged not to make conclusions about those with mental disorders, others who suffers from mental illnesses would be more willing to speak out and not be fearful of derogatory remarks. What other people don't realize is that it's a disease that goes unnoticed. It's all in your head. Eating disorders don't show up physically until they start to affect a person's health, such as whether they are underweight or losing a lot of weight. In today's speech, I and also all of us desperately need more understanding of these topics. I'm sure you will accept that this should be taught by teachers at school, not just to educate students, but also to save lives. Well, according to my experience, I personally don't have an eating disorder. I freely eat in front of other people, and I eat anything that I want. But now, I try to be healthy. I mean, like, I try to reduce consuming junk food, food which consists of flavoring, beverage which consists of a lot of sugar. So by applying these ways, I'm able to maintain my weight. I actually have 4 ways to recovery for those who have eating disorders. First, listen to your feeling. Second, listen to your body. Third, accept yourself. And I think this is the best way to recovery from eating disorders. Love yourself. The conclusion of today's speech is, don't force yourself to be perfect just because of other people's judgment. Just do what you wanna do without thinking too much about what people say. I mean, let critic be critic, don't think too much about it, and improve yourself to be a better person. I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm sorry if I made any mistake in this speech. I hope my speech makes you more understand about eating disorders. Once again, thank you and have a nice day everyone. Bye!